I'm gonna give you a choice that you didn't give my brother.
You could have seen your brother's eyes when it...
I'm so sorry, man. Let me get the
Customer deserve excellent service.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
If there is anything I can do for you, please let me know.
So you're aware that my brother was killed the night he was working here?
Which of you is in charge? Your big man.
I'm not here to hurt anyone. Okay?
You broke my fucking nose.
The film begins with sweeping views of a tranquil island, accompanied by smooth jazz performed by Nora, a gifted young musician from Chicago. She's playing for Manuel Alvarez, the island's most powerful and feared businessman. Captivated by her talent, Manuel offers her an exclusive contract at his club, promising to pay her triple what she earned back home. Nora is tempted but unsure, until Akeem, a new bartender, accidentally spills wine on her. She brushes it off, but Manuel doesn't.
The customer deserve excellent service.
It's not your fault.
Akeem, it's okay.
To assert his brutal authority, he slashes Akeem's throat on the spot. Horrified and afraid, Nora feels she has no choice but to accept the job. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Officer Mark Etheridge and his talkative partner Phil wrap up a successful undercover operation. Mark receives a heartbreaking call. His younger brother Akeem has been killed. Devastated, he returns to the island for the funeral and, standing beside his grieving mother, vows to uncover the truth. The next day, Mark meets Nate, the island's police chief and an old friend. Nate explains that the investigation has stalled, though he suspects foreign gangs tied to drug trafficking. Mark later reconnects with his ex-girlfriend Aquila, a skilled martial artist, who reveals the truth. Akeem worked at Alvarez's nightclub and was murdered over a spilled drink. When questioned about the killing, Alvarez pretends it's just gang violence, but Mark suspects he's lying. Before leaving the club, Mark warns him, if Alvarez had anything to do with his brother's death, he will pay the price. Furious, Alvarez orders his men to eliminate Mark. Manuel Alvarez is the man responsible. Fueled by anger, Mark storms the nightclub and takes down Alvarez's men in a vicious brawl. The lone survivor swears they weren't involved. Before Mark can leave, more gunmen burst in on motorbikes, spraying bullets everywhere. Enraged by Mark's interference, Alvarez orders a hit on Mark's mother. The attackers raid her home only to find she narrowly escaped. Nate learns about the attempted assassination and rushes to Mark, who admits he killed some of Alvarez's thugs in self-defense. Nate directs him to Nora, who might hold key information at the same time. Alvarez executes one of his own men for failing to capture Mark's mother. Mark finds Nora hiding in a motel. Terrified, she confesses everything. Akeem died simply because he made a small mistake. Mark swears to protect her and arranges her escape from the island with Nate's help. Later that day, Alvarez's men assault Aquila's home. Mark is ready. Armed and determined, he fights alongside Aquila in a fierce gun battle. Nate arrives to support them as the surviving attackers flee. But Alvarez, discovering Nora's escape, kills one of his guards in a drug-fueled rage. Realizing things are spiraling, Nate organizes his evidence against Alvarez and entrusts it to the local priest. Mark visits Tessian, planning to leave Yvonne and Aquila in his care, but Aquila refuses to hide. She will fight with him. That night, Nate goes to the arranged meeting, but is ambushed. Mortally wounded, he is followed by cartel soldiers who kidnap Aquila during the firefight. Mark reaches Nate in time to comfort him as he dies. The next day, heartbroken but resolute, Mark gathers the community at church and exposes Alvarez's crimes. The priest hands him Nate's envelope, evidence of Alvarez's money laundering network. Mark declares himself acting police chief and orders the local officers to spread word. He will confront Alvarez at the station. Phil unexpectedly shows up, ready to help. Two local kids report seeing Alvarez's lieutenant at an abandoned hotel. likely where Aquila is being held. Alvarez then calls Mark to propose a trade, Aquila for Nora. Mark pretends to accept and instructs Phil to carry out the rescue at the meeting point. Mark stalls Alvarez while Phil frees Aquila. Once she's safe, Mark reveals the truth. Alvarez has no one left. Furious, Alvarez orders Mark's execution, but Mark easily disarms the gunman. When another soldier tries to shoot Mark from behind, Tessian and armed villagers arrive, killing him. Tessian intends to execute Alvarez, but Mark insists on a one-on-one fight. Manuel attacks with a knife, while Mark relies on his martial arts. In a brutal final clash, Mark kills Alvarez the same way Akeem was murdered, ending his reign of terror. With Alvarez gone, the island is finally free. In the closing scene, Mark and Aquila sit peacefully on the beach. Mark slips a ring onto her finger, symbolizing their renewed bond and a hopeful future.